Hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How is everyone doing? While you're getting on, please like and share. Let somebody know that we're on. I just want to get on and talk for a little minute, and then I'm going to get off. And I'm excited to have a conversation with you tonight. Been a minute since I've been on, so I just want to have a little conversation and just talk for a little while. So invite somebody on, let somebody know we're on. Please like, please share. Let somebody know that we're on and we can get started. Oh, so I just don't mind. That's the tray. I live by the tray. So I wanted to get on tonight. I'm on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. I think it is. I wanted to talk for a minute about how the quickest way to overcome the fear of failure. The quickest way to overcome the fear of failure. For many of you that don't know, I am a I am a coach. I do mentor. I do teach people quite a bit. A part of my work that I do in the world and in the community is to help people to reach their maximum potential. And so a part of that has to do with looking at what's blocking people from seeing their ultimate success. And one of the things that I've always seen a lot with people is the fact that they are afraid of failing. The fear of failure is something that I hear about a whole lot more than I would like to hear about, but that's a part of the work that I do. And what I've discovered is that a lot of times the fear of failure is greater than actually the failure itself, because many times the fear of failure is actually based on some internal things. And as I begin to dig deeper and even to talk to more people, I realize that a lot of the concerns that people have are based off of past experience, past hurt, past pain, and even rejection, and even how they define failure. And so, one of the struggles that a lot of people deal with is I don't want to fail. I don't want to look like a failure. I don't want to put myself out there. And what will happen if I do fail? And so, hey, Gail, good to see you tonight. So, a lot of times, the work that I do is really helping to rewire the internal beliefs. And most times this comes up, I've noticed this comes up anytime it has to do with a vision, a dream of their own, something they've always wanted to do. And they find themselves trying to ask themselves the question, how can I get this done? When in reality, um, everything that may be causing a person to feel like they're stuck is actually something that they need to redefine. Now, when we talk about the fear of failure, that means that how you view success, how you view the future is based on how you will handle any opportunities that come to you. A lot of times, I believe this opportunities come to us all the time, but many times it is the fear, the apprehension, the feeling that you don't have the qualifications. A lot of people struggle with imposter syndrome. So they automatically go into new opportunities or even something that they want to do. Like I know a lot of people who say they want to start a business, they want to do this, they want to write a book, or they want to have X, Y, and Z. And the fear of failure always creeps up because people get stuck in their head and in a conversation with themselves. And instead of looking at it and seeing it for what it is, they end up, hey, Bree, they end up, shouldn't you be live on Clubhouse or something? Let me stop messing with you. And sometimes we fail to execute because we are afraid. That's what it comes down to. We are afraid. And we feel like we need to be at quote unquote perfect or 100% in order to see success or even seeing some kind of advancement or movement or something. But the truth of the matter is, the fear of failure is actually more a figment of your imagination than it is actually a reality. Sometimes the fear of it is bigger than the reality. And a lot of times the question that comes to me as I'm mentoring people and coaching people, and and I'm not one of these people that out here, say that they do so they don't do it. I do have receipts for what I do. I do. I should say that, God forgive me. But like I always say, receipts don't lie. So there are people who call me mentor, call me coach. And the primary thing I understand is this, is that you think that your problem or what you want to do is bigger than you. It's really about your perspective. It's really about how you feel or what you want or what you desire. And so a lot of times when new opportunities come, we find a way, either we go into it with anxiety and fear, or we shrink back because we don't know how to handle what will come with it. And so many times we say we want more, but what is the type of person you must become in order to have more? Now, I want to know, I just want to take how many people on here have struggled with the fear of failure? You can put an emoji, you can say yes. Let me see how many people have struggled with the fear of failure. Let me see. Come on, talk back to me. It's enough of y'all on Facebook and on Instagram. Yes, I see a yes. I see one yes on Instagram. Who else? Who's ever struggled with that? Yes, Gail is saying yes. Anyone else who has struggled with the fear of failure? Well, here's the truth. Here's the truth, and I'm not even going to be real long tonight. I sound like I'm preaching, but I'm really not preaching. The more you avoid is the more that, what's up, bro? Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. The more you avoid is the more that failure is inevitable. Now, let me get it. It's going to get real rocky right here. Because the thing you're avoiding is the thing you most need to do. And I'm almost through. The thing you're avoiding is, what do I mean? The thing that you are afraid of doing is the thing you need to do, bless you, apostle, in order to see success. Now, I want to say something. A lot of our struggle with the fear of failure is not failure itself, but how it will look to other people if we fail. Because many of us have defined success in the ability for other people to validate it for us. So we're afraid of the criticism, we're afraid of the ridicule, we're afraid of the backlash, and we're afraid to be honest with ourselves that a lot of times we don't go after it because we don't want to look stupid or crazy or foolish. So we live in a place of setback because we are creatures of habit. And here's the thing about human beings. We all like comfort. And taking risk makes you uncomfortable. And you may just fail. Now that may not be something that you want to hear. So a lot of times we're trying to find, I was talking to somebody a few weeks ago, we're trying to find the ways to not fail so we won't feel embarrassed. Because our fear is, the fear is that we'll be destroyed. We won't see success, and we won't have the opportunities that we think we should have. Here's the reality I want to tell you. There's no person that has been successful that has not failed in one way or another. I'm going to say it again. There's no person that you can see, no person that's famous, that's done. There's a book called about, I can't think of it, was famous people who got fired. You think about people like Oprah, or you think about people like Michael Jordan, and you think about all these people who have failed. But their success is so much stronger than their failures. Now, I said I was only going to be 15 minutes, so I'm going to get ready to wrap up. Here's the reality. Here's the truth. I want you to hear this. Is that you have to redefine failure, and you have to be able to look at it and view it not as a definition of who you are. I'll be very honest. I'll be very transparent. I felt like my last initiative that I pushed was not a success. I really felt like it was a failure. As an entrepreneur, as somebody that does some other kind of work that I do, you want to see an end result. And when you have seen so much response, and then when the response changes, it can do something to your self-esteem if you're not careful. But here's what I've learned about failure, and I'm coming down to my remark. Who wants to know the quickest way to conquer the fear of failure? Who wants to know that? I need to see this in the comments. If you want to know the quickest way to overcome the fear of failure, who wants to know? Put yes or put something in the chat. If you want to know the quickest way to overcome the fear of failure. I see it on Instagram. I need Facebook to talk to me. I need an emoji from Facebook. Facebook, y'all, okay, I got a few on it. Here's the way that the quickest way to conquer the fear of failure. Fail quickly and fail often. Somebody put that in the chat. Fail quickly and fail often. Fail. I know that sounds like so crazy. Fail quickly and fail often. Why is that? Why do I say that? Because it's something called the law of eventuality. Thomas Edison said, I didn't fail. I just found 1,000 ways not to make a light. Yeah. Why? You ask me why. Because the law of eventuality says eventually you'll hit success. But the failing or the redefining of failing is the ability, because every time that you have failed at something, there's something that you learn. So it's really not a failure. I remember, like, I used to be the kind of person, like, if I take a test, I won't take it again. I'll avoid it. Like, I remember, I want to tell y'all this story. I was like 16 to 17, going to get my license. And I was in a van. I was excited. I knew I was going to get my license this day. I feel so embarrassed even sharing this. Literally, I moved 5 inches. I didn't even get to take off before the guy literally said, "Whoa, what are you doing?" I got excited. I was excited and nervous. My father's sitting right there, and it's like he was still within the passenger side view of the window of the car. I didn't even get to move on to take off. And the guy just failed me. Let me tell you something. I didn't try to go get my license until I was like 22 because of that. That thing jacked me up. It took me like 6 years, 7 years. My late pastor, my late mentor, he used to have a saying. I don't know who it's from. He said, "Do the thing that you fear, and the death of fear is certain." Because I started moving the car before, Auntie. I started moving the car before he said go. You have to do the thing that you fear, and the death of fear is certain. Because sometimes the fear is greater than the failure. And you have yeah, that was that was hilarious. I was going to talk about that in the book I'm writing, but that still stays with me today. And it took me like 6, 7 years to actually want to get back. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. But when I got back, I passed. And here's the thing about it. Here's the truth. I've had a lot of failures in my life. Like, even like, now um I'm even now, like, I look at my success academically. I didn't get my undergrad till I was 30. And I didn't get my master's until I was last year, 38, 39. It took me a while. But when you say whether I fail or whether I pass, I'm going to do it, it always teaches you something. And a lot of times we don't try because we have already put in our mind what is this going to do. And here's the truth. Here's the truth. Here's the truth. Failure does not define you unless you allow it to. Failure does not define you unless you allow it to, unless you give it the permission to define you. I am not defined by my failures. I was looking at some transcripts the other day, and I was looking at some of the classes that I did fail. But here's the thing about it. You got to get back on the horse. You got to get back on what you said you're going to do. And I know the last 2 months, honestly, for me, especially business-wise, has not been the best. But one of the things I know is that if your why is big enough, you won't give up. Some of us don't have a big enough why. And it's not even about doing some great, we have all these other, the world has created so many things, but you have to really know for yourself, what is it that you want, what you need and what you want, and be okay with getting it or not getting it, but trying Not, I don't like to use the word try. It's either do or don't. Because usually when people say they're going to try, most times they're not going to do it. Or all they're going to do is try, but they're not going to make a consistent effort to see success. You know, there's a lot of you out here, you know, like my godbrother has a wonderful bracelet business. Wonderful. I bought a few, you know, from his collection. You have all different kinds. I know my aunt, she does cooking, she does her dinner. She's an awesome cook. And a lot of times, because, and this, let me say this other thing. For those of you who are in entrepreneurship and those of you who are pursuing any kind of purpose, get out of this thing where you complain about your family and friends not supporting you. Don't, if you ever are in a strategy session with me or a coaching session with me, that is the worst thing that you could say to me. Because what I'm going to say to you is this: if all of your friends and all of your family supported your business, you would still go out of business, because you would need more than that. Like I tell those I coach, I don't need support. I need customers and clients. If you want support, start a nonprofit. Start a nonprofit. I don't need, and I appreciate, you know, people support being other, they see what you're doing. No, I need consistent clients, because clientele and customers are a different mentality from people that support. Because most time they're going to support because they want a discount. They want the hookup. Customers and clients will pay the value of the cost of what you're offering and won't try to haggle you. And I'm not that kind of person that's going to haggle people. Your price is your price. And if I can afford it, I'm going to do it. If I can, I can't. Or I'll tell you when I can. And then they want the family discount. They want this, you know, and we have to get out of this hookup culture. That we always want the hookup. Now, listen, sometimes we need the hookup, you know, but we have to begin to think bigger than what we have been thinking. And one of those things you got to really think about and come out of is this need for you to feel like a success. Let me tell you something. I'm in the process of doing some revamp, because there's some goals I have for the next 3 to 5 years. You have to be willing to do, Les Brown says, you have to be willing to do today what other people will not do, to have tomorrow what they will not have tomorrow. I was listening to Robert Kiyosaki yesterday on YouTube, him and his wife. He said, you know, me and my wife, we stayed in a basement apartment of a house that was our first rental property. He said, we were willing to look foolish to other people. How many of you, like me, I'm going to talk about me, have gone into debt trying to impress people who you don't even matter to them, and they don't matter to you? How many people have you gone into debt? How many people, hey brother, how you doing? How many people have bought cars just to flex down the street? I shouldn't say this. I would tell people, if you don't own a piece of property, you really don't need a luxury car. I know Kushites don't like hearing that, and my coach is on right now, and she'll probably tell you. You need to put that money into the market, into investments, and get an asset that will pay for that thing that you want. And many of us have not located our streams or our rivers of income. I don't use the word streams. We use the word rivers. So we get messed up because we want to look rich. But here's something that my coach, she always says, and I got it from Michael B. Roberts as well. He says, true, rich is flashy, true wealth whispers. Michael B. Roberts, one of the richest Black African Americans you'll see. He said, the reason that you don't know me is because rich is flashy and true wealth whispers. Most rich people, you will never know what they have. I encourage you to read this book called The Millionaire Next Door. Changed my whole perspective on the whole financial aspect. So what am I saying tonight is that get rid of the fear of failure, fail quickly and fail often. Let me tell you something, people aren't paying that much attention to you. And most of the people that will criticize you, they will never have the guts, I use a safe word, to put themselves out there. So my mentality now, whether it succeeds or fails, and there's a whole lot of stuff that fails that people don't know. I'm going to do it because I'd rather live with the experience than with the regret. I'd rather live with the experience than with the regret. There's another book I'm actually getting ready to read, and I think you should think about too. It's this book called The 5 Regrets of the Dying. You can probably get a summation of it, but it's a book called The 5 Regrets of the Dying. And when you realize, and I'm talking longer than I said I was going to, when you realize how short life is. Last year, when a close friend of mine died getting into my car, it really made me realize how much time we waste. I waste. And it made me get so clear about what I want to do, what I want to go after. And I'd rather fail at doing it than just sitting in the fear of saying, what will happen? They're going to talk anyway. They're going to say whatever they want to say anyway. But have the ability, because here's the truth of the matter is, the people that are having criticism of you, I always tell those that I mentor, I say, when considering criticism, consider the source. I said, I don't let people who've never built a business tell me how to run a business. I don't let people who have never know how to build a following and build a ministry or build anything try to tell me how to do it. You know why? Because what can you tell me? Because you have not had the experience. You don't know what it is to get customers, to do all that kind of stuff. There's a certain level of credibility that I have now that I didn't have before. Why? Because I was able to put myself out there. That created other opportunities, that created other streams. So see, you have a lot of sideline commentators that know everything you should do on the sideline. But when you check their life, they're doing nothing but talking about what you're doing. So that's all I wanted to talk about tonight. I just wanted to have a little conversation. Make sure that you're a VIP member on TedLJackson.com. Make sure you're a part of that community. I'm getting ready to launch some things. Listen, get ready. Y'all know December is coming, and December is always Extraordinary Vision time. The second Saturday in December. You want to be in this work. I'm telling you, every year it's something different. So you get on the VIP email list so you can be the first to experience and have the opportunity to know when we launch. Extraordinary Vision is one of the signature events that I teach and share with. And any person that's ever been in Extraordinary Vision will tell you it is worth the investment. Now, you ain't going to get it for free. No, I don't. But this year, I'm telling you, it's worth the grain of salt. There are people who come every year, and every year what I share is different because it's not just based on you planning and having New Year's resolutions. It's giving you the strategies you need to be able to execute what you have. And I'm telling you, look out for the information that's coming up. I have some other things I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try to come on more often on this. This is just more of a conversation and my coaching and mentoring side of the business that I do. And there are those of you who join me in the morning for our ministry side, but this is more on the teaching and motivational and coaching side. And if you want to know more about that, you can go to TedLJackson.com. A whole lot of stuff is being revamped. If you're on the VIP, check your emails real soon. I'm sending something out to you that you're going to want to have. Some new stuff that I've written that I know will benefit you. So I love you all. I appreciate you all, and I'm going to try to come back next week, but with something else that we want to share. But I hope this has been tremendous value to you. And so we'll talk to you next week. Take care.